Hi guys, this is Claire at Roughly Good TV. I'm actually here with my manager today and I'm super excited to share Sarah's story. She's been doing some really deep work to help heal her thyroid and she's had amazing results, and we're now ready to share the story. So I'm going to introduce you to my beautiful manager Sarah. Thank you for coming today.
No problem.
And Sarah joined me actually 3 years ago as a manager to the Roughly Good team. I met her before she started working for me through a friend of my mum's, and she actually done one of my first 3-week detoxes. So if you can just tell me a little bit about yourself and some of the issues you've been working on. We're looking at the thyroid today as well, particularly.
Alright, so, well, I was diagnosed with underactive thyroid 7 years ago, and I read up on it, and I just thought, oh well, it is what it is. I haven't got time to really think about it. I'll just get on with it, take the medication. I didn't look into changing my diet, didn't look into doing anything to help me. I just resigned myself to having underactive thyroid. It's not life-threatening, it's no big deal, so blah blah blah. So I just carried on. I've got 2 children who are now 8.
2 beautiful twin boys, by the way. Little
angels. And I think they contributed to the thyroid issue, God love them. So yeah, and then our mums have been friends for years, so we've known of each other for years, and we didn't really meet until maybe 4 years ago or so, and Claire started doing the detox juices and smoothies and stuff, so I got into having them, and then I did a 21-day cleanse, and it was that first ever experience of juicing healthy, raw, vegan, good for you stuff. And in that 21 days I did it, and I lost nearly a stone and 20 inches like throughout my body. And that for me was major, because I'd been struggling with my weight constantly with the thyroid, and at that point I was pushing a size 18, and for me being a size 10 to 12, and I was actually heavier in weight at that point than I was when I was carrying the twins.
Was that the heaviest you've ever been?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you come to work for me 3 years ago, and then you got onto the healthy
lifestyle. And it worked wonders. I felt I was maintaining a really good balance. I was eating healthy, but also having a few treats. I hadn't cut out dairy. I didn't have a vegan lifestyle. I didn't have a vegetarian diet. I felt I had a good balance of everything. And I think my weight and my health was just going along up and down quite well, really. I was, just getting on with stuff. Didn't really...
I mean, what I noticed for Sarah is she would do a detox and she would feel great and lose a little bit of weight, but the health issues were still there with the thyroid. So on and off doing healthy eating and eating really good in work, but then still going home and I think eating some of the standard food. Like last year you really hit a breaking point, didn't you, because some of their symptoms started to increase. And tell me a little bit about the issues that you had with your thyroid. What type of symptoms do you suffer from the thyroid?
So with the thyroid you get extreme fatigue, you get bloating, you can get digestion problems. I had some gynecological issues as well. You can suffer with bouts of depression, not clinical depression, but just bouts of depression where your moods are so extreme, you kind of up and down, and to the point where I actually felt I could just fall asleep standing up, and also with that, with the 2 kids and working and everything else, all my symptoms were just lumped under thyroid. That was it. I had thyroid issues. That was it. I get my bloods tested once a year, and every symptom I had, I just put down to thyroid. Even when they were getting worse and worse, and I was getting new symptoms, again I just thought, oh, it's just thyroid. It's just the thyroid. I had a chance to go to the gym, and I just didn't bother going. I just wasn't in. I was not in the right headspace. Everything I did was just going down and down and down.
So it was about a year ago, like I realised, you know, looking at Sarah's symptoms, well, she had a major attack of candida going on in her body, and it was getting even more serious. So even though she was eating healthy in work, the food that she was consuming outside work was just simply feeding the candida, putting stress on the body and making the thyroid symptoms even worse. So we sat together and we looked at, you know, the symptoms that were coming up and said, okay, you're going to have to go deeper into this detoxification now and cut out everything that is making you feel sick. And you know, Sarah has just done the most amazing work on herself over the last 12 months. She's lost, like, is it 5 stone now?
Yeah.
5 stone. Her vitality has gone up massively. Her mood has changed completely. So what we decided to do was target the candida. So tell me what you actually did in the last year to make this life transformation.
Right. So, like I said, the candida symptoms were mirroring the thyroid, but it was new ones. I had toe fungus, which was just chronic, and my toes were an absolute mess.
So there was a lot of fungus in her body.
Yeah.
That's how you could see actually the
Extreme
candida
bloating.
showing outside.
I looked like I was like 7 months pregnant, and obviously issues with bowel movements, and then it got to the point where I actually thought I was losing my mind. I really felt illness. I was heading for a breakdown. I just couldn't function. I was losing all like grip of reality, and it was literally like I was just like a robot, getting up, doing what I've got to do, going home, going to bed, getting up, doing what I've got to do, going home, going to bed, and in the meantime eating stuff I knew I shouldn't eat, but not caring because of the way my head was. And it was and then Claire came to me and we sat and we had a conversation, and I realised that if I needed to do something, I needed to do the extreme. There was no half measure with it. It had to be all or nothing. It's either do this and get better, or don't do this and stay exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I did it.
And the thing with like when you've got bacteria in your body, like there's parasites literally living inside of your body. Sarah had a really poor gut health, and that was putting pressure on her hormone system and mind. As she said, she was starting to feel really mentally unstable because the parasites living in the body and the bacteria affect the way you think. You know, they eating away at your energy, the food that's going into the body they're consuming, and they take over your body. So the only way to get rid of the bacteria is to starve the bacteria out your body and flush it out your body using probiotics. We actually used a protocol of fermented cabbage and salt water, which is a really intense protocol, but it works. And you know, Sarah put the hard work in, and it was challenging. Wasn't it?
Sound as bad as it tastes as bad as it
yeah.
sounds.
I mean, it's a really powerful protocol.
Originally, we did it, and originally I thought I was only going to be doing it for a week. And partway through that week, Claire's like, "Oh, let's do it for a couple. Let's really like it." And then basically at the end of the first week, it's like you're doing it for a month, and I'm like, "Okay." So I did, but I did it for 6 weeks. Got to the end of the 4 weeks, and I felt I still needed to work on it, and I still needed to get to that. I still needed to do that extreme cleanse. I wasn't ready to not do it. And so I ended up doing it for 6 weeks.
Yeah, but what was it? What did you change about your diet? So you were doing the fermented cabbage, which
was
flushing.
Drank the fermented drink every day. Well, every day, like 4 days, 1 day off, 5 days. You know, so it wasn't like 6 weeks every day, but it pretty much most of it. And then I cut out. Right, so I cut out all meats, fish, dairy, wheat, gluten, grains. Beans,
refined sugar,
pulses,
and processed food.
All sugar, processed food, dairy, herbs, spices. Just cut everything out. So pasta, that kind of rice. The starchy foods. I could eat all potatoes. So basically, I just could eat potatoes, vegetables, salad stuff,
fruit and vegetables. So basically, the food from the earth as well.
You could also eat chicken if you wanted, and eggs, which saved me, I've got to say, if I'm being honest. Not being a full vegan or vegetarian, having those eggs and chicken did definitely get me through those 6 weeks. But obviously that's just me, doesn't mean everybody else. But I'm telling my story, so that's what I ate.
Yeah, no problem. But that's what got the results, cutting out all the processed food, the sugars particularly, because the bacteria feeds off processed food and sugars. You know, that's what it lives off mostly. But it's very clever. Candida can live in your gut and feed off most things that you put in your body once it's overgrown into your system. So Sarah went through the process of basically boosting her gut health with probiotic formula and the probiotic cabbage water, cutting all refined sugars out, all processed foods, grains, gluten, wheat, and just sticking to a very basic
Red
fruit
meat.
and veg diet. And red meat, of course. And she also started to do clonics and enemas to start to clean the colon and help the toxicity come out of her body. And then after she'd done the chili juice for 6 weeks, she then went on to a liver flush.
Yeah. Well, after the 6 weeks, I'd actually got, that was like major, and I thought I looked amazing after those 6 weeks. And everybody noticed the difference in not only how I looked, but how I was, how my energy was. Not just like being able to run around and do stuff, but just how I had a good vibe. I felt happy. I had this like shininess about me, I suppose. And I dropped, let's think, well, it was an 18 when I started, and after that I got down to a size 14, and I was elated because to be a 14 again was just like, it was the best ever. And I was feeling really good, and everyone was really positive towards me, and everyone was really like helpful, and you know, well done, and you've done this and you've done that. And you know, after that I just didn't go back to my old ways at all. So I still stuck to the same protocol, but obviously I now eat like vegan cheeses, there's no dairy, I have almond milk. You know, I'm still not eating processed food. I'm still not eating processed meat. I'm still staying away from wheat and gluten. And I'm still not eating sugar and all that stuff. I mean, I'm still sticking to a seriously good diet.
Well, Sarah's basically completely changed her life around. You know, she's now eating healthy all of the time, so everything she puts in her body she sees as medicine, as something healthy. And also you're enjoying the food as well.
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
you know, it's
she
like
comes in with new recipes for me all the time. It's so great.
You wonder why I actually thought I couldn't do it before, like, oh, you know, I can't not have a burger, you know, or I can't live without my butter, or you know, it's insane what you think you can't live without, and in reality, of course, you can live without any of it.
I think when it comes down to your health, though, you have to be willing to make the decisions for your health and vitality, because if you're not well, then you've got to make a change, and you've got to look at the food going into your body, your environment, your mental body and your emotional body, and all these things you need to take care of to really get your body back into harmony. So just tell me about, you know, some of the benefits that you've felt now since you've done the cleanse and you've got this new vitality. And by the way, she's lost nearly 5 stone. I mean, look at her, she looks absolutely amazing.
I got down to a size 10, and Claire said I wouldn't. I told her I wouldn't, so I never won.
And I'm going to just put some pictures up now of Sarah and what she actually used to look like just a year ago, and you can see the benefits of what, you know, that you can see in her energy, in her glow, and in her body shape, how much she's transformed.
So that's obviously on what you can see looking at me from the outside, the benefits that have come from me completely changing everything. But what most important is what's happened internally. So, you know, sticking to what I'm doing and not struggling with it in any way, shape or form. It is not a hardship, it's just normal. It's just what I do. And the changes I've made have gone to my kids, and they're only 8, so I'm not going to force like major food choices on them, but obviously I'm giving them healthier food now. So I've completely cut out all their red meat and processed meat, and they don't have sweets during the week. That was on them. They came to me and said, we don't want sweet treats in the week, we'll only have it at the weekend. We want to be healthy, we want to be fit. So that's by watching me and the changes I've made and the choices I've made. They now want to make those choices. So it's come to them, and they've seen, you know, they now want vegan chocolate, they want Dexter eats vegan cream cheese. I mean, it's just the changes as a family now have made it even more worthwhile. So it's the changes for me and my kids. And then obviously,
what about the energy levels? You're going back to the gym?
Yeah, I started going back to the gym a couple of months
running
ago.
In the
I'm
park.
running. I'm taking the boys out on their bikes, and I am running along like Rocky. That's insane. Yeah, I'm running. I'm going to the gym 3-4 times a week. If I can't get to the gym, I'm doing an exercise video at home in the front room while the kids eat their tea. I'm jumping around like a lunatic. I mean, I would never have done any of that. I mean, running for me has always been a no-no. But now, just walking isn't enough. Now I have to run.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that, obviously, and my energy levels.
Also, we noticed that, you know, when Sarah's thyroid was at its peak of underactivity, like there was her hair was falling out of her eyebrows, and that they started growing back. I mean, if you look back at pictures again, I'm going to show you a picture now of Sarah 10 years ago and how she looks now, and you can see the dramatic difference in even just a year ago, but how much she just looks like she's 10 years younger. She looks the same as this picture that she showed us from 10 years ago. It's just beautiful to see.
I feel 10 years younger, for sure. I do. I feel vital.
Full of vitality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vital in myself, but vital in the world. You know?
I mean, Sarah's confidence has gone up so much. She's enjoying life again. She's got her life back. And, you know, one of the best things now that we can actually share is, number one, when she first come, she was told that she was going to have a hysterectomy because she had problems, gynecological problems. Now she's been told she doesn't have to have a hysterectomy anymore. And also, she was on 150 thyroxine when she come. She's just had her latest blood test, and her thyroxine's gone down again. She's now dropped down to 100, and she'll be dropping down to 75 on her next blood test. And within the next 6 months, she'll be off thyroxine altogether because her thyroid is now starting to work and do the job it should be doing. So these results are just, you know, the proof is in the pudding. She can now show you the actual results from her blood tests and from medical procedures she was supposed to be having that she doesn't have to have anymore. Yeah. So this is what really the journey's about. It's about your health and vitality, and this is what ended up being Sarah's motivation because she needed to get her health back. So what message have you got for anyone out there struggling with thyroid issues or health issues that you just want to share with them before we finish today?
Well, you know, if you've got thyroid issues, it's an issue. It's not, you know, it's just not a small issue. It's a major issue because it's happening to you and your body. So your lifestyle changes, the way you have to do things, the way you are changes because the thyroid is changing you. It's I don't know, it's kind of just, I let it take control of me. When I was told about my thyroid, I just thought, oh well, I don't care, it doesn't matter, you know, I've got 2 beautiful children, you know, I've got a good job, I've got a nice family, I've got friends, it doesn't matter, you know, thyroid's not going to kill me. I'll take a tablet every day and just keep going. And I think, you know, you do that for so long and it just becomes normal just to do that and to think that way because thyroid issues aren't deemed that big of a deal. You know, you just get on with it. And since I've done all this, I think before this, I just thought, well, I'm mid-40s, you know, this is my lot. I've done what I've done. I've had a good life, kind of like, you know, I've had my fun. I've got to be sensible. I've got 2 kids. I'm mid-40s. Just get on with it. Live with it. Deal with it. It is what it is. I deserve anything more? I'll just carry on. And then all of a sudden now I'm like, hold on. What have I been missing out on? You know,
I missed out on life.
I was missing out on life. I missed out, but I missed out for a reason to get me to where I am. And so now I look back and think, anyone with thyroid issues, either underactive or overactive,
or any type of health issues that's taking your vitality,
just take a step back and have a good look at what you're doing and be honest with yourself and realise if you're not happy, the only person that can make you happy at the end of the day is you and what you do with what you have to the best that you can. I had thyroid issues. I figured that was it. But I have thyroid issues. It's not it. And the main reason for doing this was for my health and my well-being and for my kids' future and for my future. And it's the best thing I've done, apart from my children, obviously. I know I go on about them a lot, but it's the best thing that have done. And without working at Willfully Good, and without Claire chipping away at me, telling me you need to do something, and me finally stopping and listening to somebody who knows what they're talking about, and not being in denial about how I feel about myself, and not allowing those awful feelings in your head to take over who you are, because it wasn't who I am. A year ago, I was somebody I don't recognise. I don't recognise who I was at all. Now, I am who I used to be. And people who have known me for years have said, oh my God, we've got the old Sarah back.
Just a new, improved Sarah, actually.
It's the old
New
Sarah,
improved.
but yeah, new and improved. I just feel happy and vital and alive. And, you know, I used to talk a lot before this, and now I just don't shut up, really.
Well, we're going to bring this to a close. Thank you so much to Sarah for sharing her story, and I hope anyone listening and is struggling with thyroid issue or health issues knows that there's choices out there that you can make to help really heal your body.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Just keep looking at what's going into your body. Like, use the food from nature. Nature is there to help us heal. It really is. You need to cut out all that processed food, calm your mind, go and do some yoga, nourish your body back to health. That's what it's calling for. It needs the nourishment. It needs the love. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this today, and have a beautiful weekend. Namaste.